So guys, today we're working on doing a nice catch can for the race car. We're also doing, in the catch can, we're also doing a positive evac. So it brought up the topic of no time racing, and you know that is what we're doing this year. And you know, it's a big part of the drag racing in Quebec and you know, all of that good stuff. And you know, I find a lot of people are very sensitive about their times, which yes, I understand, it's part of no time racing, blah blah blah. But I've had a thought, and I really think that it would be hilarious to make these people who really want to know your time, oh, what's your time, what's your car on, what's your car on? Well, I'm going to start an OnlyFans, which would force these people to pay to see my times, and it would be a great excuse to post like behind the scenes videos and whatever else. And who knows, maybe 5 people will come subscribe to my OnlyFans at $15 a month.
I think the behind the scenes is more not the behind they were thinking about on the OnlyFans.
Well, now you know what? I will promise one thing in my OnlyFans. I will come up with very saucy, like, titles to my videos. Like, you know.
We don't want to see any naked Ty.
No, God, no. But what I'm saying is, like, you're going to see, like, watch me get wet, and it's going to be like, oh, video washing the car or something like that.
Yeah, no, not that either. We don't, no.
Well, not me personally.
No.
But,
no,
you know.
None of your girlfriends either.
No, God, no. Well, I'm just saying, there's going to be innuendo that I will use in this entire production. You know, although, while still being actually, you know, relatively couth about things, you know. I just want the innuendo. I don't need the actuality of any of this. It needs to put off innuendo. It needs to look good. And I mean, you know, maybe some dummies will buy into it so they can see what my car runs, you know? Because I'm down to post about 2 or 3 time slips at the start of the year where it looks like we're making some progress. And then, you know, after that, I'm just gonna...
Some of those chicks you've got an OnlyFans that have an OnlyFans page that you went to school with, you just turned it off.
I know I turned it off. It's because it was loud and I didn't know if you...
Some of those chicks you went to school with that have an OnlyFans page, in fairness, are probably no more interesting to look at than you are. So.
I mean, in fairness, I guess, who the hell am I to say that they're doing something wrong when, you know, clearly...
You're going to do the same thing.
Well, no, but also they're clearly making money or they wouldn't keep doing this. You know, so at a certain point... I guess I have.
Are they making money, or is it fashionable to have an OnlyFans?
It's personally fashionable to have an OnlyFans. Oh, this gosh darn thing.
Well, you didn't throw it in there tight.
No. Yes.
Slack that retainer on the back. Not that one. The collar.
This is tight. It's not going to change shit.
Well, you did it wrong last time.
No, I didn't. I tightened it. I'm fucking telling you.
So you can take some direction.
Things change sometimes, okay? Like, sometimes ugly chicks get OnlyFans. You know, times change. It's not the 90s or 80s when, you know, ugly chicks couldn't sell their body. Well, I mean, they could, just not as...
They could.
They just struggle more now. I mean, who am I to talk, really? You know, although I haven't tried to sell my body yet, tell my OnlyFans.
No, that ain't right. Here's a little sneak peek at the fire turd. Or meth bird.
You also called it the meth turd.
Meth turd, yeah. Look what he did. He went and spent money on this pile. Actually, so far I've spent money on this pile, but I got to get a check from him. Nice fiberglass cowl hood. Mostly because the LS sticks up high enough that it dented the other hood.
It don't fit.
So somebody just self-clearanced it by slamming the hood on the LS.
That was Cody, not me.
Here's Ty's favorite part. Ty loves this drive-by-wire throttle body. Because that always works to perfection. If you overload the apple cart, it just shuts the car off.
Try and put nitrous on it, and it hits like
limp mode.
Limp mode. It says no. It's like, why are you spraying something cold on me? It makes special child noises.
Of course, you weren't supposed to weld a carburetor nitrous plate to
Okay, I will admit, my engineering was like with the Trinidad and Tobago scientists.
You had a Cuban nitrous system.
I had a Cuban. I was like Vin Diesel in that Fast and the Furious where he was in Cuba there.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, he used medical grade nitrous, so I mean, he was really Hollywood.
According to what we've been told, it's the same shit.
It is the same shit.
There's how you sharpen your tungsten. If you're a redneck.
Perfect. Well, I am using the aluminum disc.
Yeah, well, that's good.
So, I mean, now...
So now you ground aluminum into your tungsten.
Yeah, but it's an aluminum welding tungsten. That's fine. I would proclaim it, Sam.
This is how you seat the bungs in your side plate. You just lay them in the depression in the table, and the depth happens to turn out to be just right. So
the real problem is with this is when you weld things with your TIG torch at an amperage it's not ready to weld that.
Yeah.
You tend to go through.
Yeah, welding heads kind of melts. We have some more of those collars, though, don't we?
Yeah, it ruins the color every single time. This is your main thing. If it says you can't go over a certain amperage, the only thing that costs you is collar. See how that's flat? See how that opening is now closing?
Yeah.
That's what happens. So you scrap those, but in fact, I did get the heads welded, so that's what matters. I mean, sometimes, you know, you gotta...
Yeah, we had to build up these heads. This had an unfortunate incident with a loose distributor and detonated itself to death and knocked a couple rod bearings out. I don't know where the other head is. Anyway, the front journal
It destroyed it.
really suffered, so that was, I guess the other one's here. I had to build all that up. I'll put it on the planer and take care of that.
Well, I'll be dead.
You having trouble getting that? I think that tungsten's just dirty as hell, isn't it?
No, probably not. But this is a smaller number cup than we usually use, which I was told should be better for what we're doing.
Well, let's see.
So I guess we're gonna find out.
You tried it the other day, didn't you? Or is that a different cup?
Yeah, no, I tried it the other day. It worked well.
That's what you were using on your intake you're building?
Yeah, it worked well.
Started a new intake for the 13-degree heads here. You have these flanges made up.
Did somebody send me the wrong size collar?
I don't know.
I do believe the strong size collar.
Really?
Well, it definitely doesn't have any interest in grabbing the...
You probably just got to tighten it more.
Well, trust me, I just tightened the living piss out of it. No, it's definitely a 3/32 collar. What in the world do you think's going on?
I think you're probably a puss.
I'm not.
You just got to crank that baby down. Am I going to have to tighten that for you?
I mean, I feel like we're going to tighten with vice grips at this point. Well, now, why does it... Why? Okay. So, good gas.
It's supposed to have gas. Have you checked
No. Fine.
the actual gauges?
I did check the gauges the other day. We still get a new gauge for the...
Yeah, we do.
Because, I mean, the flow has been all over the map.
Actually, if I go to get those heads, those diesel heads, I'll take that gauge off.
Now we have a new problem.
You don't know where there's any filler rod?
No, the filler rod's fine. It's the mask that has legs.
Oh, I was teaching John to weld. He took it over to the Chevy too. Go.
Okay, so we're gonna weld this together. Same thing. I'm not too worried about the cleaning. I'm gonna tack the corners, boom, boom. And then what we would do is put our other side on, tack the corners, boom, boom. And we're gonna finish with our top cap. So, long story short, not too worried about it. What I will do after this is, since we had to cut this down, I'll make sure all my corners are squared up a little bit.
You're gonna tack that from the inside, or?
For right now, I'm going to tack the top, this
Oh,
part
okay.
From the inside, and then at the end, we're able to just weld the hole out.
Yeah.
I'm not going to weld way in here because it's going to warp like a bugger.
Yeah.
And like this, it'll be self-supporting.
You could weld the center or something, one shot.
It's going to work.
It'll bung it.
Yeah.
You're
So I'm going to weld just the the corners.
Truth told, don't need to be welded there anyway, really.
No.
Your inside, your lower corner, you're gonna weld inside or outside for your first tack?
I'll weld it outside.
Outside?
I'm gonna weld all that stuff outside. I already think.
Well, hurry up and get a tack on it. We'll get some chili.
Jesus, the shakes are bad today.
Get food, you might be better. I guarantee you get done with that chili, shaking ain't gonna be your problem. Stinking us all out of here might be.
One. Now, contrary to common belief, one is not an exchange student.
That ain't right.
Sorry. Well, guys, we're making more progress here. The elves that, do all the work while we're gone came and got a bunch of this stuff tacked up.
Kind of got the box sort of shaped up.
So we're just gonna add a couple tacks there just to hold it. I don't, normally I wouldn't want to do that because it's really easy to warp that large surface area.
You want me to get a big clamp and
Should be okay.
I think it's going to move as soon as you put heat on it.
Maybe. We have the big clamp.
Let me get one.
I'll try putting heat on it. If it moves, we'll go get the clamp.
Okay.
Only moved a little bit.
Did move though, didn't it? What about the other side? Same thing?
This side ain't gonna move. Alright. Well, I definitely smacked close into it. But
I'm thinking you should tack that together today and weld that a day you haven't had 10 Red Bulls.
I've had two.
I'm thinking the hot chocolate and the soda pop and the Red Bull and everything else has got a hold of your shapes.
Well, it's not a very easy place to weld. Tip of your fingers either. Dun 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 dun!
You just pull that bag off, talk about the concept of this. What we're trying to do.
Sure. So basically this is our accumulation part of our tank down here underneath these holes.
So we're going to draw from the valve covers to here.
Exactly. So that's gonna allow us to drain fluid out of that or whatever we need to do out of that. So that's more of a fluid reservoir.
Yep.
But also, we're gonna be sucking, we're gonna evacuate from the top of this to our exhaust post turbine.
Yep.
So what we're gonna effectively do
It'll
is
pull good and hard up there.
we're gonna put quite a bit of vacuum on this part. So really we're gonna be doing almost like a vacuum pump, just we're doing it mechanically and with less moving parts and non-complicated. So what we're gonna do is we're now gonna seal this top bit off. We're just using this as a separator plate.
Yeah, it's kind of a baffle.
Yeah. So that, we could go further than that and put, maybe a couple of staged plates over it or any number of things you could do. I think this is gonna
But you're down, you're going to have liquid below halfway.
Yeah.
Which we should drain it every time anyway.
So, and then the concept of that is we're going to cap the top. And then from there, we're going to be able to do any number of things.
Up here, we're going to put a fill cap.
So we've got a cap. I'm going to put a cap on it just so we can do visual inspections. So
Yeah.
a little all-star kit.
Not that we're going to fill it, but
No, not that we're going to fill it, but we can do visual inspections. What I also have is, there's one all together. Anyways. We're also going to have breathers. Oh, look, it's made itself into one. So I got these breather tubes. They're baffled.
yeah.
So we're going to use those, and I'm going to add just a couple breathers, whether I put them there probably on top of the case like this. So we'll have a couple breathers on this because the exhaust is going to pull hard enough that we're going to still need a breather on the tank so we're not sucking the seals out of the motor, you know?
Yeah, you're putting 2 breathers on.
So I have 2 breathers set up, so we're going to add 2 breathers for our tank and evacuate past that.
And then your suction side going to your valve cover, or going to your post turbo pipe, is going to be where? Where are you putting the bung?
Probably off either end.
Okay.
I believe would be the best because we're going to have a bung on either end.
Yeah.
Which is going to head right over and right into the exhaust pipe. And we're going to enter the exhaust pipe on an angle. You know, like
What you going to do with this hole down here?
That is going to be our drain.
Is it? You're not going to put drain in the bottom?
Yeah, it is bottom enough.
It's going to leave a little bit in there.
So it can be a drain or we can plug the hole, but I think it's a good place for a drain.
Well, you can start there.
That's what it was intended for. So.
And then Ty has Tourette's tonight, so
Yeah.
I think tonight this will get tacked together
Yeah.
and welded,
Or something.
maybe when he's a little more stable.
Yeah.
But that ain't all bad. If you get her kind of put together, you can test fit it tomorrow. And
You think we could go out and test fit it after attack tonight?
we could, yeah. Don't have a lot of light out there. We can take a big light. This is a kit that one of his buddies bent for him
Yeah.
at Billet Pro Shop, and now we've actually cut it sort of in half.
Yeah,
It's
we
made to be a lot bigger than this, but
Yeah. Well,
57
because-
Chevy's a big car with no room to put anything.
No, but I mean, they made this also to put in the trunk as more of a burn down box.
Yeah, yeah.
We're of course using it as an evac tray, so I mean
Yeah.
we're not using it for what they intended it to be built for.
Yeah.
But basically, Matt had bent a bunch of these kits, and they're for sale on the website, welded. If you want them as a burn down.
Oh, you selling them welded?
Yeah.
Oh,
So I just, since I know the guy, pulled the right strings, asked for an unwelded.
he
one.
doesn't sell a kit?
No, I think he's only welding them fully.
Okay.
Selling them fully welded.
We need to talk to him about that.
I mean, I'm sure if anybody wanted a kit, they could call him. Now, of course, the kit was for this to be double this width. We cut it down, so
Yeah, where's the pieces we cut off?
they're all right underneath the feet.
Oh, yeah. See, we narrowed it that much.
So I think a lot of the issues we're facing right now too are just due to our own
Our own cut, yeah.
cut.
I mean, we cut it with a death wheel.
This is this I need.
I think you may have to tack one side and then deal with the other side.
I mean, I think I probably need to take a grinder to my unit.
Well, that too, maybe. You might want to thin this cut up here a little bit, by the looks of it. You got a little step here.
And I can also, it's just sensitive. But anyways, hang on. We're
Just
gonna
try turning it around, see if it...
hang on. We'll fit this nicer, and we'll be right back
After these messages,
after these messages from our sponsors.
we don't have any sponsors, Lieutenant Dan.
Well, we'll get sponsors.
That fits better like that.
Not really. It just makes a problem on this side.
Yeah, but that'll work. That'll weld up all right.
Good.
Could be anal retentive, just weld it.
That does fit better. It's like the cut side needed to go with the cut side to really just make things happen.
Hey, whatever floats your boat.
Floats my boat just fine, I suppose. So I don't know where I should start with this. Probably.
I think I'd just start.
Probably.
That looks steadier.
What's that?
You look steadier there.
Steadier a word?
Not sure. I would think it would be.
Would it be steadier or more steady?
More steady. Well, I think that would be the same
No.
damn thing.
No. Your mother's a teacher. You should call her and ask her.
You want me to call Mother?
Yeah. I think we need a clarification.
Why don't you call her? We can videotape the call.
I've got a question for you. So would it be steadier or more steady.
Mother did not teach linguistics. Mother taught level 1 or
I mean,
grade 1.
Yeah, well, no, she's not all the way through grade 6. Maybe she could give us a different.
She was a grade 6 teacher in the 60s.
Well, she did replacement work like a few years ago.
Again, I don't think she was teaching linguistics.
Look at that.
You need me to hold that down, or?
Hang on. Now I got a slight issue over here. Pick that.
Perhaps I'd better
No.
put the phone down and
You're good.
put me gloves on.
That's gonna cover it. Oh, we're good. We're gonna send it here. Okay. That's gonna do it for the tacking process.
Quite a few welds to make, huh?
Oh yeah. Should come together nice though. I maybe do want to pinch it with a large clamp to just get those two ends down in there a little bit more, or maybe just hold it in with that.
I don't know if we have a clamp.
That actually looks pretty good.
I don't think we. Well, yeah, we do have clamps in the barn that'll do that.
That actually looks pretty good, to be honest with you. That'll weld in anyways.
You know those ones in the back corner of the wall there on the pipe?
Yeah.
You
But
could
I
use
think-
those.
I think we're going to be good anyways. We're just with that old man in the whatever commercial. Oh, you almost had it. You're going to be quicker than that. What was that? Let's take
We
it.
could have had $1.
Bunch of dollars. Looks like my racing budget. Oh, you gotta be quicker than that.
Actually, if we name this video Drag Racing for OnlyFans, it'll be very confusing.
I'm not sure I want drag racing and OnlyFans in the same title. I really don't want either of that.
Ty stars in Drag Racing for OnlyFans.
Mind this dress.
In this episode, Ty's showing Louis Vuitton and Lincoln.
Holy shit. Lincoln 200 welder. Come get it. All your purchase of your Dodge pickup truck. Well,
Looks like a box. Oh yes.
boom. Stud hat installed, box created. You know, we're talking about boxes, stud hats, OnlyFans. It's a big day.
It's a big day.
Well, let's get a light and we're gonna go just make sure this
We'll
fits
see if it fits.
the car.
This doesn't look like race weather.
Thing we got on first. The pistons are on 10 to 12 week back order. So
Yeah, but we can race with the same pistons we have.
that's true.
Because been there, done that.
Yeah, but that means we can't unleash all the horsepower.
Well, we probably can't anyway.
I doubt early in the year the track's going to be nearly good enough to unleash all the horsepower. Oh, yes.
Oh, we have 52 Chevy parts in here. Oh, all right. I'll put this down and we'll take care of
Almost went for a ride there.
business. You miss her?
I mean, just look at it.
It does go in the snow.
It does, technically. I wonder. Oh, the battery's probably very dead.
Probably.
It has pump gas in it.
That's pump gas in it. Probably start.
It probably would. It's not that cold.
You got that pump gas tune kind of halfway decent now, so we have a tune we can go to.
I don't know why we would go to it. But
Well, just if we want to not leave alcohol in it.
yes. But, I mean, we're not.
I mean, that's the only reason it's in there.
I don't think it's going to stay parked other than in the winter for an extended period.
If it's going to sit for a month, it's a good idea to take the alcohol out of it.
Always a good idea to clean the injectors anyway. We need to get the injector cleaner.
Yeah, well, the price is not that bad. It's friggin' snow. We're going to be shoveling snow in the morning.
I'm not excited.
No. I got things I'd rather do.
I hope my coveralls are dry.
This sucks. This is going to accumulate.
It's supposed to snow 10 to 15 centimeters for our friends everywhere else in the world that don't.
5 inches to 10 inches.
I mean, it could be. In fairness, it said it was going to snow 10 to 12 inches last night.
Yeah.
And like it snowed 0, so or it snowed 1.
Yeah.
So, low expectations, but maybe we'll make up for the snow we didn't have yesterday.
Maybe. Well, we done for the night, or?
Not necessarily. Tell me if you want.
I don't know. Asking you.
Could do some welding too. Guess we could finish this edge up here. Not gonna hurt anything. We kind of wanted to separate there so we get a little wider weld, which is a little ugly, but
Oh, yeah.
the
Ain't bad.
The box kind of tried to separate as I got towards the center.
Welded both sides. It's stretching somewhere, you know.
Once you polish it up and a few things ain't going back, you just spot that section right there where it's kind of.
You think it's leaking though?
No, I just think it's high.
Well, your 2 welds came in there.
Yeah. I'd melt that joint in a little bit. Look better once you polish spots up.
You can get a grinder out for them ugly welds and fix them.
That's true. In fairness, I think I'm known for the ugly welds on my charge pipes from our old shitty welder. They're fucking ugly. I mean, I've thought about redoing the charge pipes, but I'm like, you don't want to spend like $1,000 in aluminum, but like, man, I hate these charge pipes. So,
You'll redo them someday. Or redo them for the new car, Roland.
I mean, in fairness, at that point, I hadn't welded, well, I had welded a decent amount of aluminum, but at the same time too, that welder,
Well, the old welder was very basic.
it was not, you didn't have, I mean, you couldn't change your frequency or your dig or anything.
It
was
welded
just-
aluminum.
It stuck metals together.
That's it.
No, it stuck the metals together.
But it was the cheapest aluminum welder you'd buy.
Yeah. I mean, this is definitely a huge upgrade. I mean, just the welder mod without the, you know, the welder, like the person mod,
Yeah.
I mean, alone is huge. I mean, it doesn't at least...
You don't like the pulse function on the...
I don't know, sometimes it can be nice. It's just,
Well,
there was a pretty hot spot right
Yeah.
there. I tried to run away, but
yeah. Oh, well, it's not terrible.
no.
I'm gonna go to bed.
Big early work morning tomorrow.
I'm afraid 3:30 in the morning's coming early.
Best. I'm gonna zip this one down and probably more or less do the same.
Anyway, we'll do a finish up on this video when you get the breathers all in it and everything. We'll show it off.
This right here, our big old project. So, we're getting done. We are done more or less. Missing one bung for the drain and hook up the drain valve. Other than that, we got the breather tubes installed. We got the inspection cover installed, so we can reach in there and just take a visual inspection, shine a flashlight down in there, go, oh, okay, there's this much fluid. Or if
See through
ever,
that screen?
yeah, and if ever we have a drain issue or whatever, you know, we can inspect through that inspection cover. So we got that. We got our outlets above our screen, so this is going to head out to our exhaust for the evac. These are going to be our inlets, which are going to come around and go into the valve covers.
Are you saying that engine's gonna suck?
No, the exhaust is going to suck.
Okay.
So then we decided to go with the aluminum valve covers, which I really wish they specified that they clear coat these things.
That's the stinkiest clear coat in
And
the
I'm
world.
not sure what sort of Chinese clear coat this is because it smells like sulfur.
It does.
It smells like gunpowder.
And it welds bad.
And yeah, so it contaminates the metal. No matter how much you go ahead and try and clean it, it still comes out with some crud. So anyways, that's not ideal, but anyways, we got the fittings welded on. It's not the most beautiful thing ever. Whatever, you know, happens. We got a nice fill here also in the valve cover, so it's a nice big diameter fill. So it's a big old frickin' funnel down in there.
Yeah, that 50 racing,
You need
50 plus racing, kind of heavy.
You need a big old funnel hole. So these are kind of handy.
Yeah,
It's
I like
little
those.
bung kits, you know. I mean, comes with this silver
All-star
wood.
stuff. It's pretty cheap.
Yeah. I think honestly, between all my bungs, these each are like 25, 30 bucks. And then those ones are like $2-3 each, and the same thing with all those. So I might have $75 in weld fittings here.
So why did you want to learn to make all this stuff instead of just buying it?
Not because I wanted to, it's money. This, without all the attachments you necessarily want, but a welded kit like this is going to cost you about $500. You know, and something like this, if I wanted to just the non-fabrication route, if I got some nice small block, you know, valve covers, and I wanted to do the burn down tubes, like the motion burn down tubes, they're like $400.
So are you saying you just learned to do all this because you're a broke dick race car driver and
That's exactly what I'm
can't afford it?
That's exactly what I that's what we're saying. So these are handy. I just put in the baffle underneath there. Those baffles are like $3 each, made out of aluminum. So that baffles are fitting. So then you can see at the bottom of our fitting, it's baffled.
Yeah, so we won't draw oil up through our...
Yeah, you can see there, like that's where I put the original tack on.
Yeah, that's
without realizing that
clear
crap was on there.
Yeah, it welded pretty good. Like
Yeah, like here and stuff, it welded fine.
didn't weld as nice as the tank. The tank welds
Tank
better.
welded really good, but
That's nicer aluminum.
yeah, that was clean and proper, and this was just.
Tank looks nice though. Not that we'll really see it down where it's going to go, but
No, but it looks like a decent unit. I mean, it's plenty sturdy and everything else. I mean, it's.
yeah, it's a hell of a lot better than what we had in there.
Yeah.
And that positive evac going to the exhaust pipe is going to help a lot.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. Hopefully, this with the
Baffle.
baffle stops, and then plus there's the baffle there.
Our other ones were down on the ends.
Yeah.
And
With no baffle.
as soon as you'd hit the brake, of course, those valve covers loaded with oil. As soon as you hit the brakes at the end, it would flood that tank, and then
So this should be nice, anyways. I mean, you know, everything's gonna sit out on the engine, and it should be nice. It'll be easy to fill oil. It'll be easy to get those hoses. I got some 90-degree hose ends, and we got.
be a lot easier to fill the oil. We don't have them stupid exhaust pipes sticking up straight.
Exactly. Big old roll of hose here. This is the number 16.
Yeah,
Big boy
the
hose.
vibrant hose is nice.
This stuff's god awful expensive.
You probably could have bought the cheaper hose to do that. What we got to do there?
Well, there wasn't anything really available other than the good hose, and I really don't like working with any other hose.
I know it's a lot nicer to put the fittings on.
I mean, you look at that, we got us some nice.
And then we picked up some.
You know, like that's a.
We picked up some good swap meet fittings from Tremont.
Yep.
We're all set there. We get that from Motor State. At least we get it wholesale.
Yeah, we need to.
How much is that roll of pipe? You remember?
This is a 10-footer, but it seems like a 10-footer of this stuff is about the price of 10 AN and 20 foot.
20 foot, yeah. What's the other hose there?
That's number 12, just in rubber.
Oh, for the
So
drain?
I can do the drain. I know how I wander out the drain, so I figured it had some extra and sometimes customer stuff, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's that, I think. Other than that, we got some, we got some more fittings. We got this drain valve. This will be
Let's see how that drain valve works, because we might want to put a cap on it just to be safe. If we think, if we're scared it's going to rattle open or
Stainless steel
something.
ball valve.
Yeah, as long as the arm doesn't.
Definitely not. Looks handy. You could hook something up to have a linkage ball valve.
Probably could.
Anyways, this will do the job for us. That's pretty simple. You take a gander right through it.
There you go.
So I mean that's sweet. So we're gonna do that sort of. I'll figure a 90-degree fitting out off of there. We'll come down into this guy, and that's gonna drain right out to the bottom of the car. So
Yeah, drop that right through the
we're gonna
belly
drop,
pan.
We'll drop that right through the belly pan. So then I can put a cup or put a bucket or whatever I want underneath there. Open up this valve, and she's bleeding.
Our belly pan goes clear to the front bumper for aero, so
So
we kind of got a double whammy out of the belly pan. So
but we'll drop a hole through it, and she'll be golden. So
yeah.
I'm not sure if we're gonna end up with that there. We might have to put a fitting in there and plug the hole, or
Yeah,
plug the hole and end up down.
put it right in the bottom. I'm almost thinking it'd be more efficient right in the bottom.
Or who knows? we're gonna get there when we get there. But
Yeah, worry about that when we go to put it in the car.
that's more of a fitment then sort of thing.
So now all you gotta do is get enough OnlyFans following to pay for all this.
Exactly. So this is
Mostly to pay for the new pistons you ordered, but
yeah, no, I just ordered new pistons. So now I made a executive decision that is, you know, our old pistons were really only supposed to make 800 or 900 horse, and
if
the pins were real flimsy and, you know, just really not great. So I called up Wiseco and ordered a new set of pistons rated for 2,000 plus horse.
you don't want to just change that order to make them for a 13-degree valve pocket, or
No,
you gonna stay with the 23?
I gotta be 23-degree badass.
23-degree badass.
I'm telling you. So that's the goal. All this going on the car. And the good part about this is the pistons are on a little bit of a back order. They're 10 to 12 weeks before we get them.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is we also have been starting work on the intake and stuff for the 13 degree.
Yeah, and we have a block working on for the 13-degree, and
So this is the plenum. Anyways, I've been welding. I just welded the caps on the plenum. And then I welded these runners up, but it turned out that these runners are a little bit 1/8 too small each way. So I got to go back to the shop that bent them and have them bend me some.
make me another intake for my 23-degree.
I feel like these would actually fit that.
Yeah, either my no-name heads or my
Yeah, your mystery heads.
yeah.
I'm curious.
Those mystery heads are good heads though.
What these measure? Yeah, they're too short for sure.
I'm sure those old mystery heads are some NASCAR shit from back in the day.
Could be. Dale Earnhardt himself could have used those.
It would have been the beginning of his career.
Yeah, so we're 1/8 shy, really, of where we're going for. So, well, anyways, we'll figure this out and try and get those enlarged a little bit for us. And yeah.
Yeah, you can see the old 23-degree there, or the 13 degrees there on the ground. Actually, those ones are 18s, ain't they?
Yeah, those are 18s.
We have another set of 13s. More swap meet garbage. But, hey, it's the way we can afford it.
That's it. So, anyways, we're going to, I guess we'll try and get this stuff focused. I have everything to do the aluminum downpipes also, so I think that'll be nice. And then I got more of these weld bunks to weld in there, and we're going to do a little pipe to evac those into the downpipes. And the aluminum downpipe should be nicer. It'll give us more clearance to work on the car. It'll get around the wheel and
a little lighter.
Heavy and should look a little more.
See, we will take some weight off the car. We'll
No, we're not going to take weight off.
take 5 pounds of exhaust off.
No, we're going to add it back, but we're going to probably zero everything else.
Maybe that tank's a little bigger.
The tank's a little bigger. Depends how full we let. If we get the tank get that full, then we're going to have some
Yeah.
ballast in it,
Yeah, those valve covers are probably a pound lighter than the other ones.
at least.
So your car will go from 3880 to...
No, come on, it's not that heavy. If we have to take the weight out of it to go fast car racing, it's going to be like 3750 minus like 2 pounds. So 3748. Awesome. But I am curious to see this when we actually go ahead and weigh the car, because at our events we're supposed to actually weigh the car. You have to come back up the return road and weigh the car, because, you know, some Fox body Mustang could take weight out of it, you know what I mean?
They're going to bother to weigh your car?
I just think it's going to be
Make them push it up on the scales.
I think it's going to be funny when
It'd be funny. See those poor little dudes?
It's heavy. No, I really want them to weigh my car every single pass, just so they're like, wow, this guy is ignorant. So that's our update, I suppose.
Reckon so.
So, mint.